it's Kristine Leahy, and it's time for another edition of Best Thing I Heard This Week. Colin and Jason Whitlock had differing opinions on the Louisville sex scandal.
You have got to fire Rick Pitino this morning. This is brutal. I mean, USC fired Steve Sarkisian. He wasn't running a brothel on campus. Alcohol's not illegal. Prostitution, yeah, it is.
They're still kids, and, kids have sex on campus, believe it or not, in the dorms. Sex parties with strippers go on college campuses and have since the beginning of time. That I'm not, justifying or condoning it, but it is what it is.
College basketball coach like Pitino's got 13 players, 7 play, and 3 coaches. Damn straight, you got to know what everybody's doing.
You don't know what the people inside your own little tiny home are doing half the time. Kids are smoking dope, having sex, getting pregnant, all kinds of stuff right inside their home, and parents are like, oh my God, I had no idea.
So you're going to tell me, with a legendary head coach, an assistant went rogue? Yeah, I can just hear the conversations between Rick Pitino and his assistant. So, Andre, how did the recruiting weekend go? Just took him to church, no prostitution or anything. Did you give him a stipend? Yeah, coach, wink, wink, all singles, you know how it goes.
He's an idiot. He's a young person. And he's living in the dorm with a bunch of other young people who aren't very smart and sophisticated, and they did some dumb stuff that men do.
We got a brothel at Louisville.
He didn't know what happened. Really, the strippers, who could tell, really? It was
20 parties, 4 years, systemic. Hey.
You lived in Las Vegas, and you're acting like this is, oh my God, I can't believe this is transpiring on a college campus. What do you think happens at UNLV?
Not this.
You know what? You're right. Because at UNLV, they're throwing real good parties. Katina Powell wouldn't be invited.
Champ Bailey talked about playing dirty in the NFL.
I remember one game. I think it was, we were playing New Orleans. I was with the Redskins, and Fred Smoot was the opposite corner on the other side. And if you know Fred Smoot, he was a talker. And we were playing the Saints, and Joe Horn was their #1 receiver at the time. And they were yapping the whole pregame, just yapping about nothing. So I didn't like a few of the things he said to Fred Smoot. So me being, I'm a little older than Fred, so I'm deciding to go up. I'm going to take it to this guy because I don't know him. He doesn't know me. So I jump in first snap, cover 2. Okay, I have nothing to worry about. I'm going to go grab him by his throat and put him on the ground. So I did that. It's a violent game. I'm sorry. It's a violent game.
I wouldn't even call that dirty. I would say that's a statement. Dirty to me is a
well,
knee.
If you saw what I did, I would call it dirty. You would too.
That was your dark moment in the NFL?
That's it. I'm not a dirty player. If you're a great player, you don't have to be dirty.
Ooh, that was strong.
You don't have to be. When you see great players do dirty things.
Larry King commented on Colin's new look.
I will say this, Colin, before I leave you. You're California.
I am.
Yeah, the open shirt, little tan.
Hair.
Gray hair, nice tapered look. Colin Cowherd has gone west.
We heard about some potential new shoes on the market.
Adidas has a new Derrick Rose shoe. And the slogan for the shoe is never break. And it sounds like one of those stories from The Onion. You're like, he's missed 300 games in the last 4 years. The shoe should be called perpetually breaking. So we decided to come up with four other new shoe slogans. Okay, we've got a new shoe for Luke Ridnour. Go ahead and play it, John.
Luke Ridnour. Never traded.
Never traded. Actually, 4 times in 12 days this summer.
DeAndre Jordan. Never a Maverick.
That's not bad. That's not terrible. Never a Maverick. We got a personal one here, the Kobe Bryant shoe.
Kobe Bryant. Never Jordan.
Oh, that's a little too close. Because of my disdain for Carmelo Anthony, in the theme of doing the opposite of what the truth is, forget the never thing, Adidas has a new Carmelo Anthony shoe.
Carmelo Anthony, the distributor.
I had to fire a shot at Carmelo Anthony.
And Colin made a very bold bet.
I'm going to make the prediction right now that the Cleveland Cavaliers win 70 games. They're going to go 70-12. And I will buy you, for your seedy apartment, a flat screen television.
How about 70 inches for 70 wins?
That sounds creepy. Don't go inches on me. So I do get a couple of tiny, marginal, nebulous qualifiers. I get the bet is off if a couple of things happen.
All right, I'll give you some qualifiers.
I get a couple tiny qualifiers that gets me off the hook. Go ahead.
It's the world's boldest bet. With a couple of very tiny, minute, nebulous qualifiers. If Kyrie Irving doesn't stay healthy, the whole thing is off. Also, if Matthew Dellavedova doesn't become the team's second best player, that nullifies the bet. And if J.R. Smith isn't in a good mood, then that won't work either, because if he's not feeling good, then the team's not feeling good. And when that happens, it just messes up everything. And just one more thing, if Kevin Love isn't 100%, just forget it.
That's it.
This was the best thing I heard this week. Tune in weekdays at noon Eastern.